Hi everyone, this is Chloe Bowie and welcome to a new Let's Draw video. This illustration is some fan art that was inspired by playing Ezo recently. I originally wasn't too into Ezo when I first played it. I did one of the betas, and I didn't like it at the time just because I found it difficult to kind of immerse myself in any of the story or even the world, just because there were so many people running around. But I decided to give it a second chance. This time I'm playing in the Daggerfall Covenant. I've hardly done any of the main story quest lines at all, but I've been having fun just running around and just exploring the world. It's my favourite thing to do. When you start off in Glenumbra, I got a little bit bored of that region and I eventually started travelling north. One of the first regions that really took my interest was Camlorn, because I read about it in my friend Leandra's fanfiction, Arananza. So you'd probably know Leandra as Sharkwell, so that's kind of what piqued my interest there. And after there, I went further north to Rivenspire, which was really cool because it was really spooky, and I'm kind of sad that the whole quest line is done now because I'd love to do it again. I don't want to give too many spoilers away with anything to do with the game for anyone who hasn't played it yet, but I don't know, if you're into horror genres at all, I think you'd really like this one. So when I got to Rivenspire, the main character who inspired this illustration is Count Verandis Ravenwatch, who's a vampire and an Altmer. A vampire Altmer. I kind of like that he's an Altmer that I don't want to kill, because after playing Skyrim, I really, the Aldmeri Dominion are a lot like Nazis, and yeah, they're not very nice. I kind of like that this game makes the Aldmeri Dominion like a little bit more kind of cultured and less like, well, they still want to take over, don't they? But they seem like a lot less evil than they do in Skyrim anyway. And it was just nice to have more vampire kind of themed quest storylines. That's something I've always really enjoyed. And it was kind of spooky finding out about it as well, because I remember going into like the thieves' den underneath the city and finding one of the vampires there, and then her explaining that some of the nobility in the region were vampires. I thought that was really cool. I kind of haven't taken to any characters quite as much as I did in this questline since I finished it. Even when I was in the Alakir Desert at Faharajad, I just liked saying that name. He's a cool name. There was just like a couple of face-palming moments for me there story-wise, and I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of the game again, so I'm hoping that I find something that takes my attention again. I'm kind of sad that it auto-saves throughout the entire thing, because I really wish I could just go back to the save and then just redo that quest line again, because I thought it was so fun. I'd love if in one of the next Elder Scroll games, that I'd love for vampires to take a much more large role within the main story, just because they're cool. Something I thought that was kind of funny about Ezo as well, particularly when I was in Camlorn with the werewolves, because I love all stuff like that, but there was something about the villain, the main villain in Camlorn, the werewolf Fel Chew, they called him. There's just something about that name that was driving me a little bit crazy. Every time I heard that name, like, it seemed familiar, but I couldn't place my finger on it. It was only when I really thought about it. It sounds an awful lot like the Irish for wolfhound, which is pronounced Fel Coo. And like, if you even go to Google Translate and go and put in Fel Coo, maybe without the H is added to a lot of Irish words to kind of soften the sound, and it translates directly into wolfhound. So it kind of seems like they've taken an Irish word and made it sound a little bit like Pikachu, which is kind of funny. I'd love to find out if that's just coincidence or not, because it does seem very, very close to the Irish word. But like, as an Irish gamer, you do hear, especially in fantasy games, like Dragon Age, or another one that I've seen a lot of this happen in is Kingdoms of Amalur, which is a really, really pretty game. And it's got all these really cool elves that are all mystical and naturey, and they all have Gaelic, really old sounding names, and they just butcher the pronunciation, which is really funny. But I suppose, you kind of take it for granted when you're a kid and you're getting Irish lessons in school, which is mandatory over here. So as I was working on this illustration, I kind of changed my mind about how I was going to render my female Breton character who's getting bitten here. And I found that this kind of came from the character creation in Ezo. I thought it was a little boring, a little stiff. Maybe I'm just incredibly vain and I just want to have a beautiful character. But yeah, I felt like I kind of got used to the character after a while, but I couldn't get her looking just the way I wanted to, which was a little disappointing. But I suppose, I mean, the sacrifice that you have to kind of make because the world is so expansive and gorgeous. And most of the time I have a helmet on too, so I don't really look at my character. So if you've been playing Ezo and you're kind of going through the same things that I am, or if you're a veteran and you can think of a really cool questline that will kind of get me interested in the game again, or if you can think of any questlines that would get me fangirling again, please comment below because I would love to hear them. I don't know, maybe I need to go back to the actual main questline story of the game, but I was hoping to save that for when I play with my fiance. But he doesn't seem too interested in playing it now. He's off playing Heroes of the Storm. So this is the final illustration of my Breton character and Count Verandis Ravenwatch. I hope I haven't been rambling too much and you enjoyed listening to me. I'm still trying to get comfortable just talking out loud to myself as I rewatch these videos. So they are kind of fun and I would like to do more of them. If you have any requests for videos, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and make them for you. If you like my artwork and you would like to support me, I do have a Patreon account. I'll link that below too. Every month I release different rewards through my Patreon, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos and like this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.